I couldn't find the car that I needed, so I had to make it myself.
Okay. What is the total horsepower output of this car?
930.
Okay, so that's enough. A Restomod Porsche. The feeling, the Porsche feeling when you drive it can sometimes be lost. Hey, it's Antonio. You join me behind the scenes at Bruce Canepa's garage here in Scotts Valley, California. We have a very special video today. We are here with Jan Kalmar from Kalmar Automotive. This is a brand new car that is being unveiled this Friday at the Quail Motorsports Gathering here during Car Week. So we're very excited to see this car. I know you and I spoke a little bit on FaceTime. We just met, so it's a 2024 relationship. We met online, but Jan, thank you so much for giving us the opportunity to film the car, and thank you for explaining it and showing us today.
Yeah, well, that's my pleasure.
So looking at this at the front, it looks like a 992, but when you come over to the side and you look at the back, it looks like a 959. Tell us what we have here.
I think it's up to everyone, however they perceive the car. I think everybody can see it has something to do with the Porsche, and then I let it up to everyone to say what car it reminds them of. There's a bit taken from various cars and some brand new stuff on it, so I don't want to say what it's supposed to look like.
So tell us, if the viewers don't know, what is Kalmar Automotive? When did it start? Obviously you're the founder of the company. Tell us a little bit about the story of Kalmar.
It started a long time ago, but commercially only the last 5-6 years. And it came from, I couldn't find the car that I needed, so I had to make it myself.
Okay.
Some other people have said the same thing, yeah, so that's where it started. We are based in Scandinavia. We built predominantly Porsches. Who knows what the future will bring, but try to find a place in the market where those who want something truly unique, they can come to us and we will help them.
How does a car like this relate to a company like Singer or Roof, or maybe even Gunther Works?
The scene of these heavily modified cars is growing a lot. I think it's actually a market demand, because everyone can go and buy an off-the-shelf new Porsche, Ferrari or whatever, and I think people want more than this. So I think we all have 4 wheels, front screen and a steering wheel, but I think that's pretty much where the comparison ends. I think I dare to say we're a little bit more nerdy than the others you mentioned, but I think there's space for all of us.
So how would you describe yourself as more nerdy?
It's not enough, it looks good, I think is the best way to say it. We have gone through a lot to make a car that seems to be performing like a modern hypercar, but trying to recreate a classic look that most of us had at home in our rooms on the walls. So that's actually what we're trying to do. We have different slogans, like I call it tribute. It's tribute to the great cars that were made in the past. Modern cars are made from the same rule book. That means headlight must have that height, taillight must have that width, you need that and that size mirrors. It makes it difficult to make something special, and with small series like this, it's a little bit easier.
So underneath the skin, so this car is wrapped, but I noticed that there is a lot of carbon fiber in the construction. Talk us through the chassis and the power plant of this car.
So deep within, somewhere in the middle, there's a 993.
Okay.
But there's not a lot left of it. It's a space frame.
I can kind of see that here a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah, but then not really, because we have glue-in glass, and so there's still things done. Yeah, so deep within it's a 993 chassis, but it's turned into a space frame chassis. So actually the metal of the 993 is not really in use except holding seats and stuff. All the hard points of the suspension is connected to a roll cage within the car. And then we have taken some 992 goodies from turbo, rear, engine. On this car it's a four-wheel drive, this one, so the front diff is turbo, gearbox is from a 992 turbo, which has then been modified. We have a significantly shorter wheelbase than a 992, 140 millimeter, I don't know, that's 5 inches or something shorter.
In American.
In American. I'm not so good in American. And then we have new technology brakes on the car, 3D printed titanium. We have a semi-active suspension, push rod, double wishbone front suspension. And that's where the comparison ends with some of the other ones you mentioned, and also 992, 993. So kind of we have taken what we need existing, not trying to invent the wheel again, but then make what we know work better, and then with some super skillful partners taking it to next level. And that's again where the nerdy part comes in.
Yeah. So obviously we're here at Canepa. What's the relationship between you and Bruce?
He trusted me some 3-4 years ago when I called him and I said, I have a good idea, let's make backdated cars but from 993s.
Yep.
And that then developed to he's our exclusive representative in North America. And to be honest, what better place to be than right here?
Well, especially someone like him. I mean, he's been building cars for almost 50 years, and his expertise and just passion just flows through all of his projects. So with some of the other companies that have been mentioned, sometimes with a backdated 911 or a Restomod Porsche, the Porsche feeling when you drive it can sometimes be lost. How do you maintain the Porsche DNA and feeling with a car like this?
I think it starts with weight distribution, to be honest.
Yep.
We've managed, and that was not easy, to reproduce a 992 weight distribution, which is 40/60. And that's one of the reasons why we've had to move so much up north. The push rod suspension was cool, but was needed also for weight distribution to move the dampers further forward. Air condition, front axle lift, active suspension is all placed in front of the front axle. And then we have gone through a crazy diet in the rear to not make it take off like a rocket. So it's and for instance the steering column, the steering rack is 992.
Okay.
So in many regards you have a 992 that weighs 300 kilos, 600 pounds less.
Wow.
And with a few hundred horsepower more.
So are you utilizing the engine from the 992 turbo?
Yeah.
So stock, what is that? That's like
580.
580. So what is the total horsepower output of this car?
930.
Okay, so that's enough.
that's enough, and that's with catalytic converters and everything. So
yeah.
it's been tickled a little bit, but it's actually the engine is unopened.
Wow.
So it's done all externally.
Wow. So how many of these cars do you plan to build?
27.
27?
Yeah.
What's the significance of 27?
It's bigger than 26 and smaller than 28. No, but we are launching it in 3 different versions. This is the 9X9, which is a turbo PDK all-wheel drive.
Okay.
Then we make a Sport, which is the small turbo, the 3-liter turbo with manual transmission and all-wheel drive, because the manual transmission will not last for long with the high torque from the big turbo.
Yep.
And then we do a Leichtbau, which means light built in German, which is then a rear-wheel driven manual, and it's all weight related in a way. So we have 1410 kilos, which is 2800 pounds here.
Yep.
and then about 100 kilos less per model down. So we are at
very lightweight for a modern car.
1,250, 2,500 pounds.
Wow.
And that's why there's so much carbon on the car. Like, the engine alone here is 520 kilos engine gearbox. So the rest of the car is only 900 kilos. So yeah.
Wow. Wow. So when I look inside, I notice that it's a very similar or the same steering wheel from the new 992 GT3 RS. And talk us through the interior. I mean, are these Recaro seats?
Yeah. I don't need to say that everybody needs to like this, but I like things to be simple and clean.
Yep.
I don't need a big navigation screen. I don't need a half an aluminium plant of machined things inside the car. Here it's covered, it's lightweight, and there's only exactly what you need. There is a sound system in the car. It connects to your telephone via Bluetooth, because if you have a screen, then 2 minutes after you got it, it's out of date. And the car has a full roll cage, but it's all hidden behind the roof liners, and the seating position is actually still classic, because the 993 has a classic seating position. So you sit a little bit upright. The seats are carbon Recaro, the lightest seats that are approved for what we need. It's actually both a track and road approved seat, and we do have different packages where you can have no airbag with the 4-point harness, or like this one here, double airbag from the 993. So you should be safe if you have an issue.
Very cool. So thank you so much for showing us the car. We really appreciate being the first ones to take a look at it, and
we haven't even managed to clean it. It just got out of the truck. But I promised you. But you're more than welcome. I hope you like it, and
I love it.
I hope others do too.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much. Thank you for joining us along this journey here at Bruce's and here with Jan. And remember to like, subscribe, comment, and share. And we have plenty more videos that are coming out very similar to this. Catch you in the next one.